So you have this big question on your mind. Should I actually build or buy a house, especially when it comes to living or even investing? Well, in today's video, we are going to be sharing about the pros and cons of buying or building a house. By the time this video is done, I hope you will be able to make a formal decision on what you can actually take to build or to buy. Let's get into the video. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Karungi Josephine and I'm so glad to have you here. If it's your first time here, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch these videos. So if this has been a question that you've been battling with, this is the day that we are going to settle that battle so that you'll be able to make that right decision. And we are going to be starting with the pros of building your own house. What are these benefits that you can actually be getting if you do it yourself than someone else doing it for you? And the very first one here is that you are able to actually customize your property to suit your own needs. When it comes to building a house, there are some people who want a big kitchen, there are some people who want a big garage, there's some people who want that big living room. When it comes to building your own house, you're able to customize that particular place you want in a particular style or in a particular design that you want it, which is not with actually when you have bought a house. So if you really want to customize and create something to suit your needs or to suit the things that you have always desired in a house, then well, you might as well consider building it yourself than buying it when it is already made. That you are able to choose the kind of paint you want, you are able to choose the kind of materials they're going to use in the house, the kind of tiles you want there, the kind of setup you want in that house, which is difficult when it comes to buying it yourself. So if you're buying it, there are some things that you're going to find already made, and if you are to change them, that means you will have to put in more extra money, and that means you're going to be touching your pocket and it will seem like you're rebuilding it again. So if you want to customize it and bring it to suit your needs, then you might as well consider building it yourself. And then another point here is that you have an added advantage of not having to deal with problems or issues that might come with this house that is already actually built. So if you are building it yourself, you know the kind of materials you have used, you know the kind of paint you have used, and you won't have to deal with leakages. You know the kind of pipes you have used, what material are they, what quality are they. Sometimes people buy a house and they have to redo most of the things, redo the painting, redo the plumbing, which might actually end up costing you a little bit more of your money. If you're doing it yourself, there is an added advantage of you not dealing with any issues, because now you are already sure of what you have used to build your house. Yes, and then another point is that you'll have to spend less on maintenance when it comes to maintaining your house. Here you trust the kind of products you have used. You also trust the kind of people that are doing it for you, that from cement to paint to plumbing and all these other things, you know what is actually there. So you'll be spending actually less on maintaining. So looking on the other side of the cons as well, yes, there are also some challenges that come with you building it yourself, and one of them is actually that you lock up your capital for some good time. When you are going to consider building this particular property, it is going to be sitting for some good months. You can't build in just one day and that property is already up, no. So you are going to be locking up your capital somewhere, and some of these people building, they will not tell you, but truth is they actually spend more than their budget, because sometimes you find that this bag of cement is low at this particular time, and then tomorrow you find when the prices have increased. So people spend actually more money they go beyond their budgets when they're actually building their own houses. And then another challenge that comes with it is that you'll have to deal with a lot of stress with the people working for you. He comes that he wants to work for you at this particular time, and then tomorrow he's sick, and then tomorrow maybe someone has died in their village, they need to go, go for burial and all that. So they will always give you excuses. They are not going to be consistent with their work. Some of them are not even professional. There is a lot of stress when it comes to dealing with these real estate agents or the people that are actually doing this building for you. So if you're the kind of person that doesn't want stress, that doesn't want to be stressed, then this is not your thing. Because if you are trying to get dirty, if you're trying to get these things to be done by you, there's some things that you'll have to go through, especially that stress. Remember, managing people is not something easy, so you'll have to get dirty somehow, somewhere. Some of them are going to cheat you. You tell them to buy this particular thing and they'll buy something different. So you'll have to deal with all this stress if you are considering to build your own house. There are a lot of things that you will have to endure. There are some who are not professional and there are some who are actually professional. But this is a challenge that comes with you getting dirty, with you saying that, you know what, I can do it myself. And then another point is actually complicated paperwork. You'll have to consider, paying extra money to certain people so that they can be able to fill out some forms for you, maybe give you a stamp here and there and all that, having to deal with these land officials, because there are some paperwork that you'll have to actually fill in, and that means it is going to be extra money, and that is one of the challenges that you will face when it comes to building your own house or building it yourself. So now let's go on the other side of buying. How about you decide to buy a full finished house when everything is actually done? Of course, the very first point is that you won't have to deal with any stress here, because most of the times you'll find when these real estate agent guys have dealt with all the paperwork, they have dealt with everything, and that is an addition because you won't have to stress yourself. That means your money will simplify a lot of things. You'll just have to be signing on these forms, filling up your signatures and all that, that every paperwork is done for you, that all the building is done for you. You won't have to deal with anyone, and that takes away a lot of stress. That means you are going to be at peace, that you are having your property without any challenges, without any stress that comes with when you are actually building your own house. And then another pro here is that you can easily move in your property. When you've bought it, immediately you buy it, it becomes yours, and you are free to enter at any time you want. Then when you're building it, where you have to actually wait until this property is done, going through all this, you have to be patient when you are building. But when you are buying it, that means everything is already done, and you can easily move into your property without any stress of having to wait for this and this, tiles are not there, or maybe they haven't painted and all that. So you find when everything is already done for you, so making it easy for you to easily move in at whatever time you want. The moment you pay, just move into this house and everything is done for you. And then one thing I would actually advise is that do your background research before buying this particular property. When it comes to the community that you're going to be around, maybe there are some past things that you must consider looking into. So do your background research and have some knowledge about this particular property that you're going to buy. So now let's go on the other side of the cons. What are these challenges that come with when you have actually bought this already done and built house? The very first one is that you won't be able to customize this property to your own needs, for it to suit your own needs. That you are going to find when this particular room is small, or maybe this particular kitchen is too big for you, so you won't be able to customize it to the way you want it to, because now you have bought when it is already made, it is already built. So that is a challenge, that if you are considering to customize it, that means you're going to be putting in extra money, you're going to be putting in extra effort for you to either make it more large or make it a little bit small. You might find when the kind of paint they have used maybe doesn't suit your kind of theme color that you want, or maybe the kind of tiles they have used in the house don't match your mood and all that. So there will be a challenge for you to find something that really suits in the exact kind of things that you want in that particular house, and that makes it a very big challenge. You won't have to customize anything. Whatever you find there is what you actually go with, because you have no choice. You weren't there when they were building it, and you weren't involved in the kind of materials they have used and all that. So it will be kind of a challenge that sometimes you just have to go with whatever you find in that particular property. And then another challenge is that you are most likely to spend more on maintenance, because you know what, you don't know the kind of materials they have used, you don't know the kind of plumbing pipes they have used and all that. You are most likely to spend a little bit more on maintenance or maintaining that particular property. So that means extra money to be able to maintain it, or to suit your needs, to suit the things that you actually want or how you want it to look like. And that means getting extra money from your pocket, which is quite a challenge again. And then another challenge is that you inherit the problems that you find in that community. Let me say, if there has been shortage of electricity in that place, that means you're going to be suffering the same. If there has been shortage of let me say water in that particular place you bought your property in, that means you're going to be facing the same challenges. That's why I said that you need to do your background research before buying this particular property, so that you don't have to go all this stress. So one of the challenges is that you are going to inherit whatever challenges, whatever issues that are in this community or in the place that you've actually bought your property. So that is what I actually had to share with you in today's video. Look into all these pros and cons of actually buying or building the house. Of all the things I've shared, what do you think would actually work for you? If you ask me, I would say buying, because you know what, I'm not so conversant about the materials and all those things. So if someone can do it for me at a fee, why not? But again, if you want to save some money, because you realize that these already built ones, they are a bit, expensive and all that. So if you are considering cutting your costs or fitting into your budget, then you might as well consider building it yourself, which is also something good. You can, build it and hire some real estate agents to do most of the work for you. Let me say, like filling in this paperwork and all that. There are a lot of things that you can actually hire someone to do it for you than you getting your hands dirty and all that. So the decision is yours. According to all the pros we've shared, the pros and the cons of all these sides, which one would you actually go with? You can let me know down in the comment section, and I'll be replying to your comments. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.